Still options though, because like ranged, there's still a lot of range carries. Like you've even seen Zeus bring out things like the Tristana, the Anivia, the Kennen. Like he is a ton of options, so I don't think he'll be short on things he wants to do, especially if you're talking about like at the end of the Tempered Fate you have in the bullet time. Why not add a Kennen ultimate into that mix as well? Does well against the Renekton, but we'll have to see. His though going to go for the Neferi. His one of his most played champions. Is tied for third most played champions coming in from the regular season. And definitely something he'll be looking to get aggressive on in the early stages.
So here's my problem, Dagda. I'm seeing 4 champions. I'm not seeing a mid laner, which is traditionally like a control mage type. And I'm seeing virtually no engage, right? The Fury can dive into the backline, but that's not CC. The job is to just pop a carry. Renekton, you can stun one guy, but the engage tools are limited on the Secret Whales side, and Mundo locked in.
Yeah, I do think it'll be the Galio potentially for D-Ray in that mid lane.
Okay.
We've seen that like Galio-Neferi combo, but opting in immediately, I think Zeka reading this to the Victor. Long range makes it a little bit more difficult for the Galio to try and survive or even trade effectively in that mid lane. But the Mundo coming down to the top lane, kind of sick to see, to be honest, as I don't think he can go towards that. There's a Mundo, and that's a lot of AD.
Yeah, full AD comp against Dr. Mundo feels like a little bit of just falling on your own sword in the draft for no reason. So instead, they will leave that Yone off to the side, and HLE will be the answer. So it's Control Mage versus Control Mage in the mid lane. But again, I have to go back to what I was just saying.
And is asking what do these buttons do?
Just like, how do I play my character? We're here at MSI, second biggest event of the year. What does my character do?
It is funny though, because like you go back to like 2014, and there used to be that like Mundo, Shyvana, Renekton top lane trio that was going around. They got like they got broken by Trundle at one stage, and like it kind of gives me that vibes. But I don't know. I don't know if Mundo can survive as easily against the Renekton as he did back then.
Well, the one nice thing though for Zeus is whenever I see somebody playing, a pure tank, something like a Mundo, when you're laning against an AD top laner and the enemy jungler is also AD, your itemization just feels so comfortable because HLE is not a mobile champion. We're not looking at something like a Talia or a Ryze that can also very easily roam up towards the top side. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to build plated steel caps and some armor, and that's pretty much it. Like, you're just going to have a great time. But hey, a reminder, if you are watching MSI, you might as well get rewarded for it. Head on over to lolesports.com, log in with your Riot ID, and watch live for a chance to earn some MSI 2026 drops, maybe even during this game with Zeus' first Mundo.
Like a nice done onto Eddie there, but yeah, with the Mundo, like maybe he's just getting prepped for League Classic, Yeah. Reminded of those old days. I do think though the build we'll probably see, because we see it an awful lot of the times, is more so the like, hey, we're gonna go for the early. Why can't I think of the name of it? The bonk, the stacks. The Heartsteel. Early Heartsteel.
The bonk with the stack. Yeah. You remember the noise.
Yeah. That's what everyone remembers the noise. If you play ARAM, that's the only noise that exists in that. Yeah. But I think it'll be that, and then the Warmogs is basically the game plan. And once you hit those two items, you kind of just delete a lot of the carries. So if he ever closes the gap, D-Ray and Eddie just die.
Yeah, it's not going to be a great time. Plus, now that we're in this season 2026 with the new starter items, and you're saying, okay, I trust myself to not die early to Renekton. I'm Mundo. You just go with the Doran's Helm for the better scaling, and it's going to be even more of a problem.
I don't know if I trust D-Ray not to die early, though. Zeka very much getting the best of him here.
Oh, boy.
And it has not been pretty thus far. There's the slow.
Okay, he escapes the gravity field stun. But yeah, D-Ray just barely holding on. And honestly, between games at international events like this, I always like to check the live discussions on social media, see what people are saying.
You're a brave man.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you see some stuff in there that you're just a little perplexed by. But what I saw here was a lot of D-Ray criticism. People watching are saying, yeah, D-Ray, he's not meeting the mark. He's not standing the test up against a world-class mid laner like Zeka, and it's become a big weakness, a big problem here for Team Secret Whales as D-Ray continues to fall behind while also being targeted. Sometimes he'll just fall behind slowly. Other times, HLE is going to focus him down like in game number 1, but now we might have a fight here in the topside river. Kanavi versus Histo. Kanavi comes out on top in the 1v1, but again, it's a 5v5 game, and since Pun is willing to walk away from the wave for a little bit to come back up his jungler, that means Team Secret Whales gets the crab.
Yeah, I mean, they even brought up BA as well. They really wanted to make sure that Histo was going to end up getting one of these scuttle crabs because that was kind of what HLE were looking to secure for themselves. But it doesn't cost them too much in the end as D-Ray again walks in towards Zeka.
Yeah, he does find a pretty solid trade on him here. So D-Ray taking that opportunity to move forward, play a little bit aggressively into the Victor. Zeus, oh, that turret shot on Pun could be a problem. Zeus with a flash away, evades the Cole the Meek. Ward down into the brush. Zeus with another infected Bonesaw, not going to hit the target there. I guess it's more of an infected briefcase. But he walks back. Pun. All right, that could have been dicey either way. The flash from Zeus having to be spent though. Oh! First game Mundo, first blood Mundo. Zeus on the board, 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the game.
Definitely not a first time Mundo for Zeus though. Using the creep, if you kill it with the E, it shoots through and ends up getting more damage off. And that briefcase, very well played by Zeus. Even the flash away from the Cold of Week, deny the full heal was perfect.
Yeah, that was awesome from Zeus. And exactly what you're saying. Normally you want to play it with the minions in between you and the opponent to not get hit by the briefcases, but the minion gets kicked, the briefcase follows it right behind. You've got two projectiles back to back, bam. Pun is dead, and Zeus is off to a good start. Now Kanavi and Delight looking for a 3v2 here in the mid lane. Dustbringer connects onto BA. Flash with the binding. That was a little audacious from Delight. There wasn't really anything to bind him to there as his toe shows up, immediately pops the W just for the extra damage, for the extra dogs. Backs away.
Yeah, ambitious, definitely, from HLE as they try to make that play happen. But either way, Team Secret Whales managed to get back away. But we're going to get a replay of this topside play. So Zeus misses on the briefcase, which isn't the end of the world. But remember, he's just flashed away from the Cold of Meek, the Empowered Cold of Meek, which would have given Pun a lot more. But we'll see it here, basically waiting for that minion to go low. Gets the kick through, gets the briefcase after, and Pun falls.
Misfortune might be the champ in the game with the double guns, but you can see the frustration right there because it was that 1-2 shot, both of them just in rapid sequence, one after the other. And that's the kind of moves you want to see, especially since in game number 2, Zeus did not have a very impressive game, right? Pun was the raid boss. Zeus kept kind of trying to do the same thing, creating space, diving in, creating threat, but it didn't work out. But now here in game number 3, Zeus is the first one to step up for HLE. Oh, and he's doing it again. All right, level 7 versus level 7. No ulti spent from either side. His toe is nearby.
His toe did just hit level 6, though, off that Scuttle Crab. Kanavi a little late to try and get towards it. So you can see everything in HLE kind of cools down on that top side once they know the dog is near, and they are just going to back away. And this is oftentimes why we see the Neferi as an answer into the Nocturne. Nocturne does beat Neferi in the early stages, but it's about having access to that ultimate and being able to match some of the plays from the Nocturne whenever he goes for these dives, or even having more pressure on the map than the Nocturne.
Right. It's not like Hound's Pursuit will have the same range as Paranoia, but it's still a much longer range opportunity than most other alternatives. Plus, it's just fun to play a big, silly hot dog. So HLE, they're off to probably their slowest start yet in this series. But right as I say it, Delight shows up. Here comes Kanavi. The fear is about to find the mark. Pun stays alive, though, and HLE, despite sending 3 men, despite committing 2 ultimates, will not get the kill. And now Gumayusi, this is what I was talking about back in draft. You want to put the pressure on this guy when he's alone here in the 1v2. Topside Pun under pressure here yet again. Zeus finds the kill. That's a 2-0 Mundo as Gumayusi barely holds on in the bottom lane. He will survive, but he must abandon his position at the turret, and that should give some much-needed money to Eddie and BA.
Still Zeus having a great time on this top side thanks to the help of his teammates. Just able to get that briefcase, but he still wants it. He's going to try and dive in on top of them, and Zeus, he just falls immediately. 0 response possible there.
Yup, he gets the burst down. Zeus had already used the maximum dosage earlier in the fight. The Heart Shocker, Heart Zapper, whatever the name of the W is, the lightning thing. It can't heal him up in time. It's not like he had enough health to really play with. So Zeus falls there. His toe doing a good job getting his team on the board.
Still, I think for HLE, like, you're getting kind of good push on the map, right? Zeka very much in control over the mid lane. Zeus has still got that lead in the top side. And with Dragon now up and available, I think that's where we'll start to see HLE trying to make some sort of plays happen. Although, I am looking at a little bit of an overextended Caitlyn on the bottom side. I wasn't sure if Kanavi wanted to try and make something happen, but without the ult, not going to be able to get too much happening.
This is by far the best early game from Team Secret Whales in the series, right? They're 500 gold behind, but their opponents have not taken any neutral objectives. The Grubs and the Dragon are still standing. You've got gold advantages in jungle and bot lane carry both, as Zeka and D-Ray continue to trade blows.
But it's also the game where HLE have taken scaling top side of the map, right? Like, it's Victor and Mundo, so they're kind of like, yeah, we're happy to kind of handshake the early game and not end up in too bad of a position. And even here, still Zeka fishing for more.
Okay, D-Ray, about 200 HP once that shield wears away. Does get the level up, and that level up was pretty important because otherwise Zeka probably could have just found a flash power siphon and got the kill. Meanwhile, up here in the top lane yet again, it's focus on Tapun, and Gumayusi with the bullet time guns him down.
Yeah, the man had one good game, and HLE are like, no, this is not happening again. Yeah, we're going to make sure Pun does not get to have fun this time around. And kill on top, got the Void Grubs, and now they're pushing in on towards this top lane as well to get some plates for Gumayusi. Yeah, Team Secret Wales, they just need to find ways to get active and start to play around this Neferi or look for trades on the map. But you can see Histo's on this top side, only now going to be able to make it back down. And Zeus pops a maximum dosage to keep himself healthy in the bottom lane.
Yep, and he knows that he has his passive ready, and he just uses it to step on the trap, pick the canister back up, and it's an easy way to try to disarm some of these Caitlyn traps that would be a much bigger headache for a lot of other champions. Still 500 gold lead is all that can be said for HLE though, so like you're saying, it will be slower, they do want to scale, but Team Secret Wales I think are going to have an opportunity in this game that they haven't had in the previous games. Oh man, did I just curse it? I think I might have just cursed it. Eddie, targeted now by Delight, but no, D-Ray shows up in time. It's Gumayusi in danger, and D-Ray gets the kill. Okay, I didn't curse it. Team Secret Wales are going to have an opportunity in this game that they haven't in the first two to play from a relatively even game state in the mid game.
Yeah, especially Eddie, actually, who's going to have a decent lead for himself as they take this tower. Didn't quite get the kill, but the CS lead, the plates, like, you now have a Caitlyn that's in a decent spot. And yes, D-Ray is going to fall behind here off this play because he ends up abandoning that wave mid and also loses a bit more as his toe. Yeah, just going to be able to back away. But still, in the grand scheme of things, Team Secret Wales now have a win condition to play through.
Exactly, and that's something that has not been the case so far in this series. I mean, you could say technically that there was a win condition in game number 2 because of the way that the fights were so sloppy and Pun kept having these highlight reel moments. But anytime you looked at the scoreboard, the gold lead was still 8,500. Right, it's still one of those things that it's like a fake chance at winning. But meanwhile, Kanavi and Delight got to be careful. They're trying to invade yet again, and Kanavi gets caught. His toe with the kill, and Team Secret Wales are up to a 1,000 gold lead.
They're not done.
This is the biggest lead they've had so far in the series. Gumayusi trying to get away as the Hound's pursuit arrives. The Dark and Daggers follow. Delight is nearby to try to protect his carry, but he cannot do it. Now BA's arrived, and Delight might be the next to fall. D-Ray's ready to follow it up. And it's just chain death. 1, 2, 3. Team Secret Wales line them up and knock them down.
Hold on a second. Team Secret Wales getting some life in them in this series. The kills in the bottom lane. They have Eddie covering mid. And now getting some of those kills on towards D-Ray as well means that the goal that he'd lost helping out bot lane has now been retributed a little bit on this play. Still Pun struggling in this top side. But a big win across the board for Team Secret Wales.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about at the top of the day, right? Both of these teams with these aggressive junglers that really are the engines for making plays happen and getting things done. This has been Histo's best early performance by a long shot. 3-0-1 here on the Neferi, 4 out of 5 kill participation. He's on an assassin jungler and he's fed. This feels great.
And it's kind of the first game where he's had a chance to really have an impact, right? It feels like the games have already gone sideways before he can really get involved with them, thanks to the light roaming in game number 1 and game number 2. So as this game has been a little bit more settled and the lanes haven't just exploded from the get-go, finally Team Secret Wales starting to get a bit of control. We'll have to see if they can keep it up though. They still have a dragon to their name, a minute 20 until the next one. You're starting to get those first island completions, which is big for them. But it is going to be a test then around some of these objective setups, how they continue to operate.
I mean, I'm from North America. I've seen this time and time again. You get ahead of a Korean team, you disrespect how good they are at macro, and the lead falls apart in the mid game or the late game. I mean, you and I both experienced this pain in play-ins as our regional representatives had massive leads against T1, fumbled those leads, ultimately ended up losing the game, and that's the trick against playing against these top Korean teams compared to anyone else. you've got to stay sharp. You've got to have the right positioning around the map and have that macro knowledge, or these individual leads are not going to mean what they should. But it looks like Team Secret Whales, they know where they want to be right now. Gumayusi is the target. HIZTO keeping Kanavi away, and Guma is just picked off. HIZTO jumping in after Kanavi now. Even though he takes a turret shot, he's still relatively unafraid here.
Still, look at the top side. So, Dire, that's some damage.
Oh boy, Spiraling Despair on Delight, goes on a magical journey, stays alive.
And actually might just keep Dire in the spot he needs to, because all he really wanted to do was stop multiple members from HLE showing up on that top end so we can clear out this wave. There's no cross map available for HLE, especially when Kanavi was spotted on that bottom side. So, nicely done again. Get the kill onto Gumayusi and get some more gold into your team.
And you can see right now the dragon has spawned and HIZTO is already walking towards it. He is taking the objective within 5 seconds of it being available to take. Now Kanavi is around, and you can see here right now on the left side of the screen as the Coinbase gold grind shows us that it is over a 1,000 gold lead for HIZTO. A lot of it coming from that farming, as now Pun and HIZTO trying to deal with HLE, ready to challenge them here with the dragon. BA has the tether there onto Delight. Gumayusi using the Bloodthirster shield to block the ace in the hole, but now Kanavi is diving in here with the Paranoia. Zeus right behind him. HIZTO getting away for now. Kanavi under pressure, Pun in the middle of everybody, but he has to try to get away. Bullet time forces Flash back out of the Renekton. HIZTO on the run, slowed down by Delight. Cosmic Binding, no attachment into the wall. HIZTO staying alive for now here with the Karma shield. No deaths either side, but the health bars favor HLE. They will win themselves control over the bot side river and the Dragon Pit.
And it's a good read from HLE. Team Secret Whales had invested 3 out of their 5 ultimates in that bot side play, so they didn't have anything available to try and fight the dragon. HLE read it. They managed to bully off Team Secret Whales. Zeus just going to step up. Team Secret Whales just want to try and let Dragon go for the Rift Herald on the top side, but at least they get something here.
Exactly. You just take the trade. You're like, all right, we would have liked to have the 2-0 trade count. Since we can't get it, get whatever we're allowed to take, and that is the Rift Herald. Pun trying to defend the tier 1 turret down here in the bottom side as Delight and Zeka shove the wave up, trying to get a little bit more money out of these plates. It is still about that 2,000 gold lead that it has been for the past couple of minutes for Team Secret Whales. So they haven't lost the lead, but they haven't built it any further either. Pretty just even game state.
I think, though, with the Rift Herald, there is an ability to make some plays that could blow open the game a little bit further. Like, you've got low mid turret, you've got a low top side turret as well. And with the resets about to come through, I think this could be the timer for Team Secret Whales to crack open the mid lane turret. And with that down, it becomes significantly more difficult for you to then protect that top lane. Especially if you push mid, immediately rotate up there as Team Secret Whales.
All right, HIZTO just drives it straight on in. No fancy drifting occurring. We've seen some mistakes with that in the past. Not going to run any of that risk, as Eddie with the extra range on the Caitlyn will shoot down that tier 1 turret in mid. Brings this up to a 2-0 turret advantage for Team Secret Whales.
And with the advantage that Eddie has, it's much easier for him to keep control over mid-wave, enable them BA to start to roam top, same with HIZTO as well. And if Zeka is actually the one defending this top lane turret, I'm a little bit more scared for HLE, as it's much easier to take down Zeka on a dive than it is someone like Zeus.
All right, speaking of dives, Pun is the name of the game yet again. HLE trying to make their move. They're bringing in a TP as well. They turn it back over towards BA, who wanted to try to save his top laner, but instead will just die before him. Now it's a 4v1 against Pun, and he's going to go out too. Zeus takes the kill on the Mundo, brings this game back up to a 5-6 difference. And that means it's only a 1,000 gold deficit here for HLE as they make the move in the top lane. I respect what BA wanted to do, trying to help Pun, but HLE just send more men. It's a 4v2. It goes exactly how you'd think.
Yeah, they beat them to the punch. We just talked about how Team Secret Whales want to try and push mid into top, but HIZTO, oh, he's okay.
Yep, he's fine. Just jumps back over the wall there with the Eviscerate, and now Kanavi and Delight recognize, hey, that was kind of our one cheesy attempt. They get away for now. Zeka has to continue his own retreat, does not want to be caught by the dog.
Yeah, but this is kind of what we talked about, is like the fallback plan that we saw in Game 2 from HLE, which is just, we're better on the map. Yep. So even though we've started to see Team Secret Whales get control, well, it's actually been HLE who were able to beat them to the punch in top lane. Now they're shifting Zeus in towards mid to guarantee push here, let the reset come through for Gumayusi, and then once more start to dive in towards getting vision in the Team Secret Whales jungle.
Zeus with that Warmogs completed first alongside his Bramble Vest, just for the general you know, trading power against Renekton with the grievous wounds. And he's got the 2 belts in inventory, Dagda, so we're going towards that massive ball of health that you were talking about. This is going to be a very difficult front line to try to get through. Luckily, his toe can dive past him, but they're going to need additional damage besides just the Nefiri to find these valuable target kills.
Yeah, the problem is I think you all have to turn as one onto dealing with Zeus in these fights, because once he finishes off this item, Dire and Eddie are not safe, and he will just run them down. And you're looking at like the ease of lockdown on Team Secret Whales, not fantastic for dealing with a Mundo.
Yeah. I do like, though, Eddie going for the full Mortal Reminder as his second item. Not normally what you would see on the Caitlyn, but he recognizes the threat of the Mundo, recognizes that it has to be answered. Teleports coming in from both teams. Pun arrives with the empowered teleport Mega Shield, as nobody's really going to do a whole lot, considering both sides saw the other commit an extra man or two to this situation. They don't want to deal with it, but tragedy for the Team Secret Whales fans in the audience. The gold lead has been passed on to HLE. They have now retaken things from that 2,000 gold deficit, almost up to a 1,000 gold lead of their own, just about a 3K swing the other way.
Still, at least we're getting to see what Team Secret Whales are capable of, because they have definitely been struggling in the early game against just the onslaught of Kanavi and Delight towards this top half of the map. So we're getting... This is what Team Secret Whales were doing domestically, like blowing up the game with his toe, having BA work with him, like looking at finding this control through the early stages. Unfortunately, it's just that little bit of a step up when you're talking about the LCK first seed when it comes towards map play, and they haven't been able to keep pace in that regard.
It's such a tough draw for your first opponent in the tournament.
Yeah, it's not.
To be LCK #1. Team Secret Whales trying to break that streak of 3-0s. Remember, it was 6 best-of-5s in play-ins for 18 total games, all 3-0 outcomes. And HLE are 1 game away from making this 7 3-0s
behind them
in a row. As the TPs are coming in, it's Zeus looking for the pincer attack. The tier 1 turret still standing in mid is critical here, but they're not even going to focus on that. The blast cone, it knocks his toe back towards everybody else. D-Ray's on a killing spree though, as Kanavi ended up isolated. He's the first to fall. Traded away for D-Ray now in a 1-for-1. Nice binding there. Bullet time committed onto Pun. That's a 2-for-1 trade going HLE's way as the Dragon is available. That blast cone was wild. Everybody got sent flying every which way.
And that cosmic binding was divine as well from Delight. Just barely able to clip onto the Renekton. And that should be now Dragon going over in just a short notice. No jungler though, means there's no smite. So a little hesitant with his toe still on the map. But it should just be taken as soon as they come back out. The confidence though from HLE, understanding Zeus is massive at this point. So he's happy to just TP into the backline and try and set up for the play alongside Kanavi.
And Zeus is a couple minions away from level 15 on the Mundo. Remember that the 3rd level of maximum dosage is a massive power spike for this champion. Level 16 Mundo is just such a raid boss. Pun is barely level 13. So I think that give him a little bit more time, and Zeus is just going to be utterly unanswerable.
Yeah, it's when the Alois TikTok filter comes over the screen for us, and immediately it just starts going push. Yeah, this is the moment. We're still a little bit away from this, but it feels a bit inevitable that we're going to get that from Zeus here, because you can see the TP kind of gives up the ghost here a little bit as Team Secret Whales try and back away as they spot that Zeus is there. But the Temper Fate doesn't really connect. But the blast cone sends people every which way. His toes still able to get out over the top side, but it's Dire who ends up playing with his life as Zeka flashes over the wall, finish him out. And look at the connection in this from Delight. Barely getting that through. Really well played by the Bard.
And then the follow-up damage there from Gumayusi's Misfortune. Now up here with the top side. Kanavi diving in yet again. D-Ray's already down. His toe trying to get himself out with a call of the pack to drop some of that aggro. Gumayusi's made his way into the fight. Bullets being traded between the AD carries. Kanavi jumps over the wall trying to get himself to safety. His toe does get the kill with a bleed on the Dark and Daggers. Re-diving into the back line, but no, he cannot finish Zeka. And that means that his toe ends up giving his own life for it. It's a 2-for-1, favoring HLE. And Dagda, they're now up 3,000 gold.
Yeah, it gets a little funky as Team Secret Whales managing to get one back, but still, this is HLE playing so well, just pushing waves, looking for picks, getting into the face of Team Secret Whales, and it's this like small brick by brick, take the jungle, take a little bit more gold here and there. And you can see it's not just one swing, it's the incremental increases on the gold graph there, or the win probability there, powered by AWS.
2,500 gold lead HLE. One dragon to one, so at least it's not like they're stacking towards an imminent soul that their opponents are going to feel immediately pressured to try to deal with. But it's nearly a 2K lead individually for Zeus, over a 1,000 lead for Zeka now. The name of the game is solo laners for HLE.
Yeah, but if you remember in game one, like, they didn't have inhibitor turrets at this time of the game. Like, the game was nearly over at this point. So, like, yeah. I mean, massive turnaround for Team Secret Whales. Definitely have to keep far more control. And honestly, like, HLE have been a little sloppy at times in this game. They've definitely been having a bit of fun with it. We'll have to see, though, as they now start to push in their side lanes. It feels like kind of a switch is being flipped a little bit here for HLE.
And the first 3-item power spike in the game is there for Zeka. The Shadow Flame now done. He's got Shadow Flame, Luden's Echo, and Chovy Belt. There's nothing that anybody can feel safe if this guy's coming at you with his full burst ready to go. Like, even Pun is the tankiest member on Team Secret Whales, right? There's no true tank on this team. Tankiest thing you've got is a Renekton, but even he has to respect the damage from this Victor on Zeka, who is halfway to level 16. Now we got the dive up here from the top side yet again, and once more, they just look at D-Ray. See D-Ray, kill D-Ray. That's the name of the game for Kanavi, as his toe wants to try to return the favor onto Gumayusi. Goes forward here with the Eviscerate. Bullet time, trying to fight back. Guma falls. His toe finds a very important pick there in the mid lane.
Yeah, Kanavi says anything you can do, or Histo says anything you can do, Kanavi, I can do as well. Immediately jumps on towards Gumayusi. A little closer than I expected with the bullet time, doing some good damage on towards the dog. But still, kind of just puts us back where, sure, you get the pick for Team Secret Whales, but you're losing waves on the top side. You got some more turret plates for HLE. So it's, again, just a little bit more gold back in HLE's favor.
And the big difference, again, I'm looking at the levels on these solo laners. D-Ray is just now level 14. Pun just now level 15. Zeus is a full level ahead of Pun. Zeka is almost 2 full levels ahead of D-Ray. This Victor that's already fed that I was talking about, now with another needlessly large rod in inventory, is about to... Okay, he hits his level 16 power spike before I finish the sentence. So now it's double level 16 solo laners with a little over a minute on the clock until the next dragon spawns. This is scary for Team Secret Whales.
The setup, though, not quite here for Team Secret Whales. You can see they're quite worried about trying to push in towards River, especially when they don't know where Zeus is.
Well, a little bit of trading between junglers here. Teleport about to arrive. Delight did use the Tempered Fate to no great effect.
Yeah, there's been a couple of swings and misses with them, but once Zeus is here, you can see Team Secret Whales just have to back away.
Yeah.
And it's more about fighting over the control for this dragon, as you pointed out, in 35 seconds. And Team Secret Whales just aren't allowed to enter River. If they can't, like, walking into this comp dark that HLE has is not going to be a fun time.
All right, Zeus trying to contest for Gromp control. HLE going to secure themselves that enchanted Scuttle Crab as... Yeah, the control over the dragon area just means that this is problematic for Team Secret Whales, but you can see the pings coming out from HLE on the Baron Pit. They're saying, look, if there's any play that the Whales try to make here, it's going to be looking to sneak that away. Teleport coming in, though, from Team Secret Whales. HLE are going to see Pun off to the side here. They don't want to overcommit onto the Renekton.
But that was the thing, that shield, that 10-second shield was kind of needed from Pun to enter into this.
Ooh.
Now, Pun spotted.
Yeah, Pun with the dominance, trying to charge up some fury. He jumps in the middle of everybody, but Pun is already gone. It's a 5v4 as now Kanavi's ready to pop the paranoia. Zeus chasing after the remaining players here on Team Secret Whales. Eddie tries to get away, but Kanavi jumps on top of him here with the ulti. Zeka's already unstoppable. D-Ray will fall right behind him. His toe jumps in the middle of everyone. Tries to get a kill here with the Hound's Pursuit, but it's a magical journey as HLE will chase down the enemy jungler and get themselves a triple kill to Zeka and a 4-for-0 trade.
You just don't have the front line on Team Secret Whales to enter into these positions. Pun reset to pick up his second item, but it doesn't mean he's actually able to get through here. With that TP, they basically needed to use that max health shield to force the play, but the change from 30 seconds to 10 seconds means that it's disappeared on Pun. He immediately gets turned and focused by HLE, and Team Secret Whales are now so out of position. HLE know it. Delight uses the Tempered Fate to force the flash, which means there's no escape for the Caitlyn as Kanavi goes in, and HLE just chase down every everyone on this.
And I love the use of that Tempered Fate to force the flash while Nocturne is in torpedo mode.
Yeah.
It means that there's no way that the Caitlyn can wait until Nocturne collides and then flash away after. Just a nice 1-2 punch there. HLE going to earn themselves their Red Bull Baron power play from that. They will earn themselves a 7,500 gold lead. The Dragon's still on the map because it doesn't matter. That became a low priority after they had the opportunity to go for that fight.
Yeah, and you can start to see, like, looking at the items, it's kind of night and day. Rabadon's Death Cap just completed for Zeka. Zeus is monstrous in that top side. And, like, Gumayusi is kind of being kept pace with by Eddie. And Eddie is starting to kind of turn the corner here as Caitlyn, where you can get some good damage off, but it's just your front line isn't surviving long enough to let you get that damage.
I mean, you've got a Karma support, and then your front line is an Assassin Dog and Pun on a Bruiser who's 3,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
It's not a very big wall to have to climb over for HLE, and they're not too worried about the wall of enemy inhibitor turrets either. HLE going for what could be the end of the game here. Nice Tempered Fate, catches out Eddie. Kanavi's ready to follow it up. Potential pressure on Gumayusi, but no, he's already killed Pun off. Kanavi getting away here with a flash as Zeus is underneath the turret, and he does not care. Everybody on Team Secret Whales will find themselves torn asunder. A double kill for Zeka, and HLE will end this game in one fell swoop. They march on to the Nexus, and they will find another clean sweep here at MSI 2026. They will defeat Team Secret Whales 3-0.
Team Secret Whales got a